How's it going, people? Welcome back to the Supporters Club. It's the dreaded international break now. We've only won one in the last 5, and we've got Bournemouth away next, who are on some good form. Today I have with me Claude, Frimpon and Robbie. We're going to discuss Bournemouth and our most recent form. So let me start with Claude. First question, what is behind this downturn in form recently? Why have we only won one in the last 5?
I think it's a question of mentality. I think if you look at the Liverpool game, high intensity, wanted it really badly.
Yeah.
The Thursday game was a lot of changes, so I can't go on about that. But against Wolves, high intensity wasn't as high.
Definitely.
And in my opinion, if you want to be a top side, that intensity got to be, whether it's Liverpool, Wolves, or whoever, you're playing for 3 points.
Yeah.
And you've got to be consistent.
Because that's what I take out of the game.
Yeah.
We stood up to the challenge of Liverpool because they are Liverpool. We was the underdogs going into that game.
Yeah.
And then the Wolves game came, our intensity dropped. Whereas you look at a Man City or a Liverpool, their intensity
You've got to treat
drop.
every game the same, and that's what separates us from being a top side at the moment. Yeah. The mentality's got to be different. I mean, Xhaka's concentration for that first goal
very poor.
Was poor.
Very poor.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been there against Liverpool because he would have been concentrating big time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And it was his best game.
Definitely, I agree.
And he didn't have a bow, but that bit of concentrations cost us the goal, yeah?
Yeah.
And but overall, what I did like about us, we got a draw. We showed a bit of resilience at the end, and we got it. Whether the goal was a bit lucky, I mean, when you put them crosses, anything can happen. I've seen goals like that scored all the time. But
as you just mentioned, we're not losing these games, which is vastly different from previous seasons. We've got a bit more grit and determination about us to fight back. When we go a goal down, it's not continued pressure. We do fight back and stand up for ourselves now.
Having said that, we could have quite easily lost it after. We lost a bit of concentration. We going for the win, and we left ourselves really exposed.
Yeah.
And Leno's performance was fantastic. I mean, 10 out of 10.
Exactly, and with that, I know it was a poor performance, but the one shining light of that performance was Leno. We haven't seen him tested like he was in that game. I think he made 3 point-blank one-on-one saves. So add to that the fact that he's very competent on the ball and he's assisted our attacking play, playing out the back. I think that is the one positive we can take from the Wolves game. But I'm like you, it's just the intensity. The first half.
As I said, if you've got to treat. At the end of the day, everyone say, "Oh, well, why Liverpool? It's Liverpool. Raise your game at Liverpool." No, every game's the same. It's only 3 points at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's the same 3 points.
Yeah, because you drop points.
Yeah.
You drop points against Wolves and you win against Liverpool.
You're going on about unbeaten runs, but that's a bit of that's covering it a bit, because when you think about it, at 3 games, right? It's like getting 3 points. It's like 2 defeats and a win, really.
Yeah.
So it's these days, with the way the system is, 3 points and a 1 point for a draw is at home is just as bad as a defeat.
Definitely, when we're looking up at teams like Chelsea and more importantly Man City and
that's another thing. The Palace game, we wasn't at it as well.
Yeah, I think that's the first game we got points in this run of 5. But yeah, Robbie, first half performance, that's still a bit of an issue. We've discussed it before, but I feel like it's become more of an issue now that we have started dropping points in games that people assuming we're going to win, like Palace away or Wolves at home. Do you put that on the first half, or do you just feel like Claude and myself with intensity?
First half is important. Interview Mo regularly on Arsenal Fan TV, and he always says you can't play a game in one half, and it's so true. You're giving yourself 45 minutes to win a game.
Yeah.
You need 90. Right, or win it in the first 45 and then chill in the second half. But we got to start starting games quicker. We're starting games way too slowly. And I don't know, I was just really surprised by our performance in that Wolves game, because I could understand the Sporting Lisbon one. There were a lot of changes. They were I think that's one of the most negative teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They came and they parked up. They had no shot on target.
They had no intention of trying to win the game, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're playing a changed team and they've got absolutely everybody behind the ball and well organised, it is hard to break down. So I could understand that one. But I thought to myself, they'll come fly out of the traps. They'd seen that Tottenham had won the day before.
Yeah.
They'll come flying out of the traps and try and get a result. And I was really, really, I think for the first time this season, I was very disappointed in how Arsenal played. I felt like I was looking at Arsenal of last season, how we played in that game. We were so sloppy. Mustafi, one week last, the game against Liverpool, excellent performance. Yep. You could see he was concentrating, trying his hardest, knowing that, if he makes a mistake, they'll seize upon it. Against Wolves, just lackadaisical, thinks it's like, he can do what he wants. Yeah. Lack of concentration and lack of respect for the opposition. Xhaka, who the week before I thought put in his best performance, in an Arsenal shirt possibly, looked excellent. Then reminded me the week after why, to me, I don't think he is what we need. And that he has a lack of concentration. I'm not saying he's not a good player, he is, but he has a lack of concentration on a regular basis. The way he let that ball run across him, I see him do the same thing against Fulham, and we got away with it in that game because they missed a chance. And he did it at the start of that game as well. Yeah. And I'm like, where's the concentration?
Sorry to interrupt you, Robbie. Don't you think that is a mentality issue, though? It's a mentality issue, isn't it?
I don't know if it's mentality or is it concentration? Because top players concentrate for the whole 90 minutes. That's what makes them so good. Right? Every player in the Premier League is a top player. You don't get to that level without being a top player. But what separates a player in the Premier League from a player in the Championship and below is that player can produce a performance for 90 minutes, concentrated on it. And in Mustafi and Xhaka and Kolasinac in that game, and I'm
was poor, man. I was actually quite surprised.
I'm going to temper it a bit. He's just coming back from injury. He's been out for a while, but he was terrible. There was one time in that game he gave the ball away. He went to, he was going forward, he tried to make a pass, gave it away, and he just sort of jumped up and said,
Yeah.
And there's people going, so what, you're not getting back? You're not getting back? I think if there'd have been another left-back option, and I don't know, I'm looking on it and I'm thinking, is Emery looking at a team? I'm thinking to himself, you know what, see him? So when I get a little bit of money, you,
I hope
gone.
So. Yeah.
Because I just look on it and you can see how Emery's wanting to play. And you can see Emery's an intense and driven guy, but is he going to tolerate some of those, And listen, we didn't lose the game, and I hear what you're saying, Claude. You're right.
But also, I'm putting this another point up with Aubameyang, yeah? When he come off the bench, we were doing really well, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Coming off the bench, impact player, coming off. Why change it? Why change it? You know what I mean? Why
he started against Liverpool as well, though, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he had that. I mean, the team player, but I don't think he was spectacular, was it, in that game? What I'm trying to say, I think, why change it if he's doing well, right?
Well,
people say, he's got to play. Why has he got to play? I remember Gunnar Solskjaer could come off the bench. He was happy to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I like to see him playing. I want to see the two of them. I think you've got a potent attack. And I want to see the two of them play. And if we have it right, Aubameyang should have scored in that game.
Yeah.
We would have been talking completely different because
on Sunday,
he had quite an easy chance that he missed.
On Sunday, were they making those runs? I mean, everyone was saying they don't get the service, but were they making the runs for them?
Weren't, but
for us to provide
also,
them
what I couldn't understand, you've got Aubameyang in the team, right? He's like lightning quick.
Yeah.
Walls are very hard to break down. They've got everyone behind it. Why not try a ball over the top or into the channels or trying to get Aubameyang running in behind?
But he wasn't making any movement. He was static.
No, but they weren't even passing
making movements. They weren't moving about. It
was too slow. It was.
Also, I feel like because Emery's trying to implement his kind of style of football into this team, if they're going to start hitting long balls, it's just going to go away from what he's trying to do.
But you've got to have sometimes, right, when things ain't working out, you've got to have a plan B. I'm not saying long balls, but I'm saying a couple of times when Holding Mustafi picked the ball up, nobody's pressing them, right? Everything's ahead of them. A couple of times look for a ball over.
No, it's true. Because
I see Man City do that. I see them do that. I see Man City do it. I see Liverpool do it. I see watch Liverpool, right? On a regular basis, their keeper will get the ball and hit a long ball up front for Salah to try and run in behind. They do that a lot.
They put Van Dijk up there sometimes, so that's That's also a long ball.
We couldn't put Mustafi up
We
there.
can't because we don't have that plan B, and it goes
We
back.
put him up there towards the end of the
I
game.
also
Tomorrow he was
think, I
running from
also
goal
think
all the time.
Monreal is a big loss to us at the moment.
Yeah.
Massive loss.
Yeah, because he's got a brain. He's
He's a 7 out of 10 player
yeah,
every week.
He knows what to do. He's efficient.
You know, it's the same.
Yeah, whereas Kolasinac, I'm like you, he had the
Mm.
poorest game. I think Oba didn't help him at all, and that's why Emery made the sub, put
Mm.
Guendouzi on for Iwobi, switched Oba on the other
I
side.
couldn't understand that.
I think
I
Guendouzi
couldn't
gave him
understand
more
taking
cover.
Iwobi off as well. I thought
He's like our only out-and-out winger, so it didn't make
Unless
sense
there
that
was
you
a
would take
slight
him out.
injury, he might.
He looked fine when he came off.
With Iwobi, I think in that game in particular, he did misplace a few passes, and I feel like probably Xhaka should have come off, but the way we was being attacked with Kolasinac on the left, I feel he needed that more support, and Guendouzi actually gave him that support. He drifted off to the left a bit, gave him the support in front of him, and we did improve in that area in the second half, definitely, because the first half it was down that left side, all of the attacks were coming down that side. So again, the proactive substitutions of Emery helped. I know we're all disappointed about the Wolves result coming back off the best game of our season, which I'd say Liverpool. We ran more than them, pressed higher than them. We done everything Liverpool do, but better in that game.
But it's like I say, it's like you do all that good work, but it means nothing when you. It don't mean nothing if you next week you go and mess it up. You've got to be consistent.
The only thing I'd say is this, right? Is that if you look at that playing after the Europe,
Yeah.
Wolves have got all week to prepare. I know we've.
Well, hold on,
Hold on, Claude. I know what you're going to say already. You're going to say players being left. A lot of players didn't play in that game, but you're still preparing for a game. You're still training and that, right? Everyone's training for that game, right? Now, look at Tottenham. They were very lacklustre. They did win the game against Palace, helped by the fact that Zaha wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Yet still, when he plays,
Hold on, they had 6
he's
players
always
out.
fit.
Spurs had 6 players
Right?
out, mate.
But they didn't look good, and they just scraped to win, right? Chelsea drew 0-0 with Everton. We beat Everton. They drew 0-0 with Everton. So, I did, United lost after beating Juventus. They got absolutely took apart by City in a way which would surprise me. So sometimes when you're coming off the back of
I think City will do that to
European
everyone.
games, no, but when you're coming off the back of European games, it does have a bit of an effect. But even with that,
Yeah.
we were poor.
Yeah, like you said, the big picture is that other teams have dropped points in places they shouldn't. I don't think we're looking at Liverpool and Man City as a measure for our success this season because they're well and truly above us. So whoever Liverpool and Man City beat, we can't go and say we should beat
But
them
if we
too.
want to get to that level, we're going to have to start learning.
But if we want to get to that level, we need transfer windows. So at the present, we have no transfer window right now. So what we have to focus on is what we can improve as a team, as a playing style, personnel, in terms of substitutions or starting a player. And I trust Emery with that. And the 16 matches unbeaten, I know, like you said, it's a bit skewed here and there. But look, Wolves got a point with Man City as well. They got a point against United. They nearly fought back against Tottenham. They are not a poor side. They will probably finish.
Oh no, I'm
between
not saying
seventh
they
and
are,
ninth.
but I mean, I know where you're coming from, but all I'm asking at this present moment to show that same intensity every week and week out.
Yeah.
It's not hard to ask these players to do that, is it? I
No,
mean,
it's fair, especially coming from fans who spend the money to go to the games. It's fair to ask for intensity. It's fair to ask for 100% effort, and we didn't really see that against Wolves. And
I
that's-
didn't see. I mean,
And we
I
lost
don't
a-
want
we
to
lost a
go.
player
I don't
on
want to
Thursday
go.
as
I
well.
don't want to
Yeah.
go
We
on
lost a
to.
player that probably would have played on against Wolves and probably would have did.
I want to see Mesut Ozil taking the game by the scruff of the neck. You know what I mean?
bit more.
You're on. Put your personality on the game. I didn't see that on Sunday.
No, but he did get taken off early as well. 60 minutes in, I think he got taken off, which is positive.
That's
I
another
think-
thing I do like about this manager. Because if that was the previous manager, right, we wouldn't be taking him off, and we wouldn't be taking certain players off at half time.
Yeah,
And
71
that's
minutes.
why I
with
do
his
like it. There's no predictable.
half-time
thing.
sub, 60 minutes, 70
know?
minutes. It doesn't matter with Emery. He's proactive with his
I've got
substitutions.
nothing against the manager. I think it's just the mentality of the players has got to change.
Do you feel like the mentality of the players has kind of drifted over from the Wenger era?
Oh, of course, it's not going to disappear straight away. No, of course
Yeah.
it is.
And that's why it's players like Mustafi, Xhaka, Bellerin, Cech at times, who have received criticism, it's the players that have come from that Wenger era, even though we haven't got many new players.
Lee Judge has made a great point about Mustafi. You know, when he said if it was Liverpool, he would have kicked it into touch. He
Yeah.
wouldn't be fiddling about with the ball because it's Wolves.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm coming. Where he's right, because if it's Liverpool or Wolves, you've got to play the same. You've got to treat opponents with the same respect.
No, it's true, because I think we conceded a goal recently. Was it against Palace? I think when Holden should have just booted the ball out, but I think he tried to keep it on the side. He let it go for a corner. They scored from that corner. That's when Mustafi done the slide tackle penalty.
And that's where that's the mentality of the previous managers coming in. It's
Yeah.
still there. It's still ingrained into the players.
And it's going to take transfer windows to get past that, because some of these players, it's ingrained in them so deeply
Keep
that
going on
I
that
don't.
transfer.
I don't
Transfer
think.
windows.
I don't think. I think there's only 2 of his players in. If I'm not right, from the start of the game on Sunday.
from when.
2 of his actual players. That
Oh
he's
yeah,
brought
yeah,
in
yeah.
That started the game
Leno,
on Sunday.
Torreira, yeah.
So there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
until he
I
can get his.
wouldn't hold out to this transfer window thing.
Do you think we're going to
Yes.
get anyone in January? We have to.
I think possibly now that Welbeck's
Yeah.
got injured, I think they're going to be looking for. I'm hoping that they're going to be looking for a winger.
Yeah.
Desperately.
We needed one before the season started. to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
then
did.
I'm a bit worried about transfers going forward, because I was having a conversation the other day with somebody who's like a football agent who like spoke to Gazidis, went to dinner with him before he left, and he asked him about he asked him a couple of things. He asked him about Josh Kroenke. Is he going to be coming in now and taking more of a role
Yeah.
at the club? And Gazidis said to him, no, he's going to be concentrating on LA, a new stadium and stuff like that. And he also asked him about transfers, with bigger budget now, new manager, and he said no, it's going to be the same model going forward, which that worries me,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
look at the summer.
Yeah.
You've got a brand new manager. I always keep saying it. I know I keep going on about it, but it's a new manager's come in. They're giving the guy next to nothing.
Yep.
They've brought in a team of guys. The only thing that I'm infused about is that the guys that are doing the recruitment now are not the old guys that we had that were useless.
Yeah.
These guys know what they're doing, and they've already unearthed a gem in Torreira and Leno,
Both,
right,
yeah.
and Guendouzi. Right,
Yeah.
those 3 have been superb signings, right? Even Socrates I've liked.
Yeah.
Lichtstein I'm not too sure about, but then that's a free transfer. But
Yeah.
we're basically going to be relying on them going forward to find gems.
Yeah.
We they're not going to be going out there and buying what Liverpool did when they knew they need a commanding centre half and they went out there and bought Virgil van Dijk. We will not be, by the sounds of it, going out there and buying Koulibaly
Yeah.
for 80 million. It's just not going to happen, because the owner of the club is not going to give them the funds.
I feel like we
So
need
that
to be
means
better.
they're going to have to unearth
Yeah.
a potential
Yeah.
Van Dijk somewhere, or a
we was
potential.
lucky to get Torreira for that money. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
that's
talking
true.
to an Italian guy last night who watches Serie A all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. And
Was
he
that
said
the
the only
local guy,
way-
local guy at your restaurant or something?
No, don't start all that with me. Yeah?
Vapianos.
I was talking to him, right? He comes from Italy. He's over here for a few weeks, yeah? And he said the reason we got him is because
Torreira.
Sampdoria got major money problem. He said if he would have gone for double that the amount of
It's the
money.
pattern of Arsenal, isn't it? Look, the only reason we got Lacazette, people forget,
Yeah.
Lacazette was going to Atletico,
Yep, yep.
and they got that transfer ban. That's the only reason.
That we got him.
Only reason we got Lacazette.
Well, the only
were
reason we
able
got
to-
Ozil was because they signed Bell. The only reason we got Sanchez is because they signed someone. The only
Yeah,
reason
and I'm
we got Cech is
looking
'cause
on it.
they
I'm
did-
saying
That's
we
why
got
it's
this
that
new
cheap.
guy,
That's
new
why it was
manager.
cheap. That's why it was cheap.
Listen, we got a new manager now. Give the guy some funds
Yeah, yeah.
to challenge.
It's true, but
You know what I mean, at the start of the season, there's players there glaringly that we could do with. Mahrez, Zaha. How good
Imagine
would those
Mahrez at
players
Arsenal.
be in our team? Players who can play out wide, take players on, take players away, which would free up space for Aubameyang and Lacazette. Those guys are there, but they're 50 mil plus.
yeah.
That's our whole budget for the whole thing. You know what I mean? And this is what, as I said, I keep hearing about the windows, and I'll be still excited at windows, because the only thing that infuses me is that Mislintat and these guys, you know what I mean? He did find Dembele, he did find Aubameyang, all these guys that, you see performing at Dortmund and that,
Yeah.
top guys, Pulisic and that. He spotted these guys that have become top players, but we're not going to get the ready-made solutions to some of our problems, because what's been the common denominator in some of our performances?
And that's why we need to sell Ramsey if we can in January.
Well, that's why they are.
To get the
That's
funds.
why I think why they're moving Ramsey on, because as you can see,
They're trying to get a
Same
budget.
model.
Yeah.
So they can
So
spend it on someone.
Ramsey
down there.
Ramsey goes, and that potential 250 grand a week wage goes with him, and maybe a little bit of funds come in, and then that wage is freed up to go out and buy 2-3 players who can fill that wages that will hopefully, potentially be the answer to our problems.
Yeah.
You know, and we're Arsenal, man. We should have some of those players, obviously, but I want to see us look at, like what Liverpool did. We need
Statement
a big
signings.
commanded centre half. Boom, Van Dijk. We got goalkeeping problems. Alisson.
Yeah.
We got a problem, I feel, is common denominator in some of the problems we've had this season has been mistakes. Who's been making those mistakes? Xhaka.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of arguments with DT over Xhaka, and I don't mind Xhaka, but he makes too many mistakes.
He's not the man
The
to take
mistake
us
the other day
forward.
against Wolves, against Crystal Palace, mistake, brings down Zaha, they equalise, we lose points. That game I said against Fulham, Cardiff,
Yep.
mistake on half-time, Cardiff score, right? Mustafi,
Same.
You know what's
mistakes again,
frustrating?
mistake against Fulham, mistakes. We can't, if we're going to challenge for a title, which is where I want to see Arsenal get
course.
back to, challenge, not necessarily, but challenge, we need top quality players in these positions that are not going to make
You
these
know what's
mistakes.
frustrating is when you see his performance against Liverpool, that he can't produce that.
but they're the
more
one-off.
consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the
It's
frustrating.
like when the FA Cup's
because
on, isn't it?
It's
It's like
in
when
it.
the FA Cup's on and you see, like, you know,
It's
a
there.
guy,
It is there.
you know, a guy that nobody really knows much of, and he plays wicked and pulls off a brilliant performance. Everyone's like, "Yo, man, we should." Why is that guy? Why is that guy playing for
When he
Wimbledon?
went to United.
Yeah, man's going, why is that guy playing for Wimbledon, man? He's brilliant. And then when you're leaving the game, like I remember a couple of seasons ago, I think when we played Preston, I can't remember who played really good for them. I was going, what? Look at that guy's playing for Preston. Wicked.
Yeah.
He should be in the Premier League. And then I was coming out and I was chatting to a couple of Preston fans and I was saying, well, that performance by, I can't remember it. And they were like, yeah, first time we've seen that as well. First time we've seen that in about 6 months. That's what I mean. So one-off things,
So
that's,
sometimes, yeah.
one-off.
Sometimes
I
when the
want to
team
see
plays well.
every week, the best players are consistent.
Yeah.
Every week, like you said, you were saying about Monreal, 7, 8 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
When they do make a mistake, it's almost like if Torreira makes a mistake, which he has made mistakes, but a lot of people, because I saw like a tweet the other day where someone was saying, oh, nobody gets on Torreira when he makes a mistake. That's because he hardly makes any.
Yeah.
So when he does make a mistake, people are like, yo, you know what? To be fair, he hardly makes a mistake, man.
And
so.
the amount of times he cleans up in a game,
Yeah.
we can
But
afford
when
to
man's
overlook.
making a regular, like, you know, this, I don't even want to keep picking on individuals, but when people are making regular mistakes, it's, you know, those
It's a
cost
problem.
you.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Points.
So obviously, I don't want to stick too much onto transfers because we can't do nothing before Bournemouth away anyway. So getting back into the subject, we've got 1 win in 5. That's against Blackpool, League Cup. Bournemouth, although they've been on good form this season, they've lost their last 2, United and Newcastle. Frimpon,
Yes.
how do you see that game going? What do you think?
It's going to be hard. Bournemouth are a tough side. They always turn up against us somehow. But I mean, we're going to have this international break. People are going to get rested up. Aubameyang's not going anywhere. Hey, hopefully they're resting up. I mean, Aubameyang's not going anywhere. Ozil's not going anywhere. Lacazette's pulled out of injury, and so yeah, everyone's going to be fresh, and hopefully we can do something to them.
Do you see a win?
I can see a win. I can see a win with anyone really below us in the league right now. It's just like Claude saying, is it the mentality? Are they going to bring the right mentality to that game?
They are just behind us in the league.
If they bring their Liverpool game, they'll beat
Yeah,
Bournemouth.
they'll
If they
beat
play
Bournemouth.
like they
They'll
did
walk us
on
off.
Sunday,
They'll walk them off the pot.
They'll struggle.
Yeah, but
Well, we've got to be worried because they use the flanks a lot, Bournemouth. They like getting down the sides, don't they, a lot? And that's what worries me because
and
that worries me. I don't know who's back. If Monreal is back for that game, I'm not sure.
I hope so.
And a key
That
player,
worries me.
a key player for Bournemouth this season has been Ryan Fraser. I don't know if people have seen him, but he's been a key player. Key player for them. I think he's got their most assists for them as well.
Yeah.
That's someone we've got to look out for. And I feel like we need to watch out on the set pieces against Bournemouth.
Callum Wilson is at
Yeah,
the time. You know.
he's up there in goals
One
as
of our
well.
targets, isn't it? One of we used to was yeah.
And Eddie Howe's received plaudits over the years for what he's done with Bournemouth, and he deserves it.
He's
be
tired
honest.
to be our next manager.
Well, yeah, that was going a bit too
Yeah,
far
I
at the
was like,
time.
what?
But listen, if he continues this way, then I'm sure a top job will be waiting for him, whether he succeeds or not.
All the people wanted Henry as manager, and look what's happened now.
Hey, it's early days for Henry, man.
Yeah,
Give him
I don't
time.
want to wish him too. Yeah.
Give him time, man.
He is struggling
Yeah,
big time, mate.
to be fair, Claude, look at the team he's taken over. He's taken over a team where they've sold all their best players,
And they hadn't won in 10 before
which
he
is a bit like
signed.
what we do.
So he hasn't won in 5, but as a team, Monaco haven't won in 15. So they need to understand they brought him as a manager after not winning in 10 games. They can't make a judgment after 5. They need to give him January.
Yeah, but you're asking him to take a job like Arsenal, and he would have been.
No, he wouldn't
I
have been.
didn't ask
He
him.
wouldn't have been.
No, there was lots of people.
I don't know. He was not ready for an Arsenal
on,
job.
A lot of people wanted him in charge, and I just.
No, he was not
And
ready.
me definitely wasn't,
Not
because
for
I
me.
was scared of this happening at Arsenal. I didn't want him to come and fail at Arsenal because he's a club legend. His name is in lights
he
at
needs
this club.
experience. No,
What about
he needs
when
experience.
they were talking about Arteta?
Yeah, but that's why I'm so happy with Emery. I floated Emery as an option a couple of years before
He's
after
more
an
number
AFTV
two, isn't he,
interview.
Arteta, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a manager.
Yeah.
Arteta's not a manager. So we went from getting someone who might become a good manager or might become a bad manager to getting a manager who has won cups in Europe, who has done well at his previous two teams. So it was happy. Like it was happy days at the
Kind
time.
of makes sense.
But Robbie, Bournemouth away. How do you see that one playing that?
Listen, we lost there last year.
Yeah.
We lost there last year.
Yeah,
The year before that, the 3-3.
yeah.
Right, we were 3-0 down.
That when Giroud
If
was
we
doing
go
his-
there, if we go there and we're not on it, we'll lose. We've got to be on it in that game. I saw the game against Man United when they played. All right, they lost. In the first half, they should have been out of sight.
Yeah.
They were absolutely all over Manchester United, right? To be fair to United, they
We
stepped
can't
it
have a
up.
first half the way we have first half.
Yeah, we got it exactly. So United stepped up in the second half and they dealt with them pretty easily in the end. But if we go there, in any team you play in the Premier League, you give them a head start, you're in trouble. It don't even Cardiff's, all these teams at the bottom, give them a head start.
Definitely.
They score 1-0, then they can camp out at the
Yeah.
back and try and catch you on the counter. You're in big problems. And Bournemouth have got quality players. They've got good defenders. I like that. What's the guy who used to be at Chelsea? He's a good defender.
Ake.
That centre.
Ake and
Ake.
Swordfish.
Ake and Swordfish. He's a good player. They've got good players, good manager, and I always love going to Bournemouth because I love the atmosphere there. You're close to the players and all that. But honestly, we got to be switched on there. They've been playing well this season.
Yep.
They've only lost one game at home, and that was to United. They've been blowing away teams there. If we go there and we mess about and start slow or get sloppy and be making the mistakes and everything there, that we can lose. So, listen, we haven't. I know what Claude was saying earlier about what's the point in drawing games and then you may as well have won one. I kind of disagree with that, right? We've still got the spirit that we're on an unbeaten run.
Yeah.
We've not been beaten for 16 games. That's still something that
Mentally, definitely.
that helps you.
The good vibes
right?
are still there.
Yeah, the good vibes are still there. So let's go there and get a win. The thing is about it where Claude then has a point is that if we'd have beaten Wolves, maybe if we did go there and it was a draw, we'd look at it and say, well, you know what, they've been playing well. But now we've got to go there and win.
Yeah.
We have to win that game. We have to beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
We have to try and get a point at least at United, which will be difficult. Even though United have not been playing well, again, they're going to up their game when they come to playing us and they've got quality players. So the Bournemouth game, honestly, I wouldn't say fearful because we've been playing better away from home, but I'm just worried that if I see anything like what I saw against Wolves, we're going to be in trouble.
Definitely.
So, we got, that was a wake-up call. People were saying it, innit, after the game.
Yeah, they're like, we need to.
That's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
When we get there, we're like,
Okay, it might go something like
Unai
left.
Wenger's for the most, Unai Wenger's for because it was like watching Arsenal last season
Yeah, passing
under Arsene
around
Wenger.
and it wasn't.
Yeah, because it was so slow as well, man. It was like, come on, man.
We just carried on. I feel like we carried on our momentum from the Sporting game. We just didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't kick on from. We had the Sporting game. We're like, all right, this was a bad game. Let's try pull it against Wolves, and then no one really showed up.
That's exactly.
So
We was lucky to get the draw.
Even Lacazette was quiet. Aubameyang was quiet. Ozil was quiet.
Yeah. Unusually, our attack didn't do the business.
Was that? I mean, because they said he's pulled out. Was
Who's that?
Aubameyang playing with an injury in that second half? Because he pulled
Lacazette.
out. Sorry, I meant Lacazette. Sorry. Was he playing with an injury? Because he's pulled out the French.
I don't think he was, because he was rested completely for the Thursday game and he came in. I think Emery, if he did have a little injury, he would have pulled him out. With France, I feel like they didn't even call him up initially. They called Martial up and Martial pulled out, and then they called Laka. And if I was Laka, I'd probably look at that as well. Like, listen, my club form's going well. I'm starting every game.
Scoring goals.
We're unbeaten scoring goals.
I'm
And
glad
France
of
just want me as a third
Yeah.
choice. You lot can chill a bit. I'll prove myself some more, and then you can call me up properly. That's how I see how that played out. I don't believe he's got an injury. I believe he'll be fresh for the Bournemouth game, and I'm happy that he's
But
not.
actually, if you say that, you don't believe. But the French could actually say, pull him up and say he's got to come, innit?
The
he
doctors
could just
spoke.
throw it over like, I got flu.
If they really wanted to push it, they could actually ask him to come and report the
But
medical
the
staff.
doctors have spoken to each other. That's why it's sorted now. He's not going. The doctors have spoken. There was no.
Good.
Yeah, well,
Good, man. We need him for
I'm
Bournemouth.
glad it doesn't get picked anyway, because I think it's good that we have that break.
Yeah.
it's true. So rounding up, I want to ask all three of you: are we beating Bournemouth away?
Yes, I think we'll beat them. I think we'll come back. We've had a 2-week break. That's come at the right time. I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1, tight one. Robbie?
I'll go with Claude 2-1.
A bit uneasy.
You know what? I'm uneasy, man,
I
because
hear
what I
that.
saw against the Wolves.
No, I hear that.
That worried me, man. I ain't really seen that for a while. And I was like, yeah, what's going on?
I hear that.
I was watching last year's Arsenal there.
Yeah.
You're copying me now, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to copy. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm
There
going
you
to
go.
go
We've
2-1.
got
But I
two.
think it'll be a close game because they're a very good side.
So we've got 2-2-1s. Frimpon?
8-0. No, I'm joking. I think it's going to be 3-1. I think we're going to score first. They're going to equalise, and then we'll get a 2-1, and then we'll score like later on to
Yeah?
make it 3-1. I think so.
I'm gonna
right,
go.
man. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a 2-0 if we play Socrates. 2-1 if we play Mustafi. I feel like Socrates should be coming in to replace Mustafi in the league now.
I can't believe Mustafi's in front of him.
Nor can I at the moment. I feel like maybe Socrates got injured and Emery's happy with Mustafi at present because we haven't lost the game. Similar to how he's continued to play Xhaka. We haven't lost games, so he hasn't played. But I see, 2-0, 2-1 win. I'm a bit uneasy like Robbie as well. I wasn't impressed with that performance, but this is what I'm going for. But I just wanted to say thank you, Claude, thank you, Frimpon, and thank
Thanks
you,
for
Robbie, for
inviting me
coming
on.
down. No,
Thanks
no
for inviting
problem.
me on.
Come on. The legend at Arsenal you are, innit?
Legend.
No, but thanks, guys. Thank you lot for tuning in. This has been the Supporters Club. I want to leave the Arsenal boys with a little message from Frimpon.
Right. Listen, international break is over. We are back. Aubameyang, you didn't go. Laka, you didn't go. Ozil, you're all rested. You're all ready to go face this Bournemouth team. These guys are by the seaside. They ain't tough. We're from London, yeah? The concrete city, yeah? They think they can beat us. Are they mad? Bruv, it's not going to happen. They have a defender called Aki and Saltfish. There's no way they're going to win. So, boys, make sure you get the win. 3-1, Arsenal. Get
Come
it.
on, lads. Come on, lads.
Hi, how you doing, everybody? This is Ian Wright. Don't forget to check out my new YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Check it out, man. It's gonna be.
Yo, what are you doing, man?
I'm sorry, Rob. I had to touch the Holy Grail mic, bro.
No, you can't do that, bro. What are you doing? You can't do
Like a rascal like that, bro.
Don't forget to check out Ian Wright's brand new YouTube channel. The link is in the description. It's going to be brilliant.